Hello, hello, hello! I am Ditto Archivist. Welcome to my show and tell series where I show off my finished projects and builds in Pokopia that I am super proud of. Today, I'm going to show you my crown jewel, my pride and joy. This is what inspired me to start posting my builds. I am so incredibly happy with it. I present to you Lavender Tower. Ah, so happy, so incredibly happy. No, we do not want to see the stairs. It is also the tallest building I have built in Pokopia. I think it might even be taller than what you build in the Skylands. Maybe. Ah! So much fun. It was also an interesting study in space shenanigans for Let's Go. I will get into those as we progress. The first one, though, is the stairs in Let's Go are pretty much just one block. Very, very steep. So here they got an extension. It's a 3-block deep stair. One thing I am very proud of is originally when I built it, it was flat on all of the sides. And I looked at it, and even with the various stripes of color, I was like, no, it's too boring. It's too flat. And so, I broke down all the corners, all the way up. So much iron tiling. And then I rebuilt them, 1 block out from the main shell. I am so incredibly happy I did. It looks so much better. Ditto! We want to see past you. There we go. Alright. Let's go inside, and I'm going to, for the first time, be experimenting with putting images from Let's Go into this video so you can see the comparison. Let's try. Alright, we shall put the video reference image, I think, after we open the door. Okay, that should be enough time. Alright, so we have the lobby with the sofas and the tables. And then the desk over here. And those are mini bookcases in the back because you can paint the mini bookcases. You cannot paint the regular bookcases. So I painted them and then I stacked them, and I am pretty pleased with that. I am very pleased with what I decided to go with to recreate the purple on the walls. We didn't have anything that really matched, so I just went with fancy, the antique wooden, that's the middle of the pillar, and then painted the darker purple. I also used the protruding wall painted black because there is a protruding baseboard in Let's Go, and this reminded me of it. So this is my lobby. The biggest space issue I ran into was that I planned this tower after I had already planned Litter Lane, the starry sky road around this building, so I had limited space to work with. And I kept progressively realizing I did not account for enough space. Like this. If I were going to build this again from scratch, I would give myself roughly four more blocks of space on either side so that I could build the stairs and not have them protruding into the room. Also, stairs in Pokemon are silly. Because a lot of the time you go up the stair, you immediately come back out the stair. And stairs do not work like that. They have to be offset. More evidence of my space problems. That is the outer wall. I gave myself 0 wiggle room. But it was a learning experience, and I'm still incredibly proud of this. Alright, so we come up here. Let's insert the video here. We will do a walk around of the room. Okay. And so this is our first level. And the gravestones are a pretty close match. Unfortunately, you can't paint them, so some of the gray gravestones I don't have. But I did try to keep it pretty close to the maze on each floor. One note, because of my eternal centering problems with Pokopia, I do have an extra row in here. In Let's Go, the buildings tend to be an odd number of blocks, whereas in Pokopia, because of doorways being... well, because of double doorways being even numbers, and everything I build has double doorways, then my buildings end up needing even number of blocks, width-wise. So I have an extra column here. But it pretty much... it didn't hurt much. Kept it pretty close. And we have flowers on various graves. These are actually kitchen tables, painted black. And they worked really well for those not gravestones, but still part of the gravestone aesthetic. They worked. Alright, we go up this set of stairs. Alright. And here we insert more video from Let's Go. I so hope I get the timing right on these. Alright, let's see here. Oh, the flooring. Yeah, the flooring is from the beach zone. This is the stone tiling flooring. And at first I thought it should have been the mosaic tiling from the Skylands, but no. It has some of the tiles are darker, some are lighter, and once you paint it green, it really, really closely matches the Let's Go flooring for the tower. Maybe go this way. Trying to keep the camera vaguely like Let's Go. Alright, pause for more video. Okay. So, another maze level. And this is the building where I figured out, since these transmitters can connect to each other up 5 blocks, then your sort of ideal build is where you have walls that are 4 blocks. So if we go back here, you can see you have the protruding wall, which is 1. You have the 2 middles, so we're up to 3. And then you have the top of the antique pillar, which is 4. So you have 4 space between the floor and the ceiling. And then you insert the transmitter switch in the floor and in the ceiling. And they connect, and they can power a decent amount around, actually. All of those are powered just by that one transmitter in the ceiling on their level, which is the key. The lights are powered best by a transmitter that's in the ceiling with them. Let's see, how do we get over here? Up to the next floor. Pause for video insert. Okay. So this one is the floor where there is the magic circle that heals your Pokemon on your journey. And I looked at some of the circles with patterns for the rugs. None of the patterns really said magic circle to me, but once I painted the lace rug blue, you've got nice patterns everywhere, plus you can see the floor through some of it, and that just spoke to me as magic circle. And then we put the surface lights around it because it's supposed to glow. I am very pleased with this. Pause for video. Okay, so this is the floor where I very much ran into space problems, because notice, no stair there. Oh, stair there! I had just completely blanked that the last staircase would not be on the sides, it would be on the southern wall. And so again, if I could do this again, the shell would be 4 blocks further from the inside, and the stairs would be in that blank space between the inner rooms and the shell. Because what I did for building this, I actually built the inside completely first. So that if something went wrong, I wouldn't have to fight the shell to do something about the inside. So yeah, I built all of these inner walls first. And then the outer wall came later. Alright, but we go up these stairs. Pause for video. Alright. I am very happy with this. The rug is a pretty close match. We don't have the Ninetales statues, so I used the Mysterious statues. And those are just counters, actually, with a paint job. Since we don't have candelabras, I put the candle on gold blocks. I think it works. Then that is actually a food counter with a paint job. And since we don't have a single large gravestone with writing, I just put 2 of them up there. I think it works. And then to either side, we have the tiers of gravestones. And this is where I still have not made a design decision. Because as you can tell, the floor for each of these is different. This is just simple flooring, and the color and the smoothness are a better match for Let's Go. But the gravestones up at the top are on these concrete slabs. And while if I only used one, these are light marble block beneath the gravestone, you can't really see it on either side. You would just see this very thin strip in front, and that just did not work for me. So I tried putting down more of them to sort of give concrete block surrounding the gravestone. Sort of works. I kinda like it. So I have one side in one way, the other side the other way, and for the moment, they are both staying. So happy. And then here's where you can actually sort of see how my design went. See, all the way down there. So we built the inside, all of these walls, and all the floors, first. And then we built the outer shell of the tower. And I didn't put the ceiling on this, and I really like it. One, I like all of the Pokeball lights, especially at night. It just, the atmosphere is good. But I like the vaulted ceiling for this most holy of graveyards up at the top. And also it means you can see the big window. this was interesting to build. Because, like, I finally got a picture of the top of Lavender Tower, which you only get in that cinematic pan the first time you enter Lavender Town. And so I had to go to YouTube to find that, because I had already passed that point in my playthroughs, and they weren't going to do it again on command. And I found it, I'm like, I'm working with blocks. I am working with square blocks, and you want me to recreate a window that is almost entirely curves. Okie dokie. But I am actually pretty pleased with it. I think on its own, it might look random, but if you actually place it side by side with the Let's Go Tower top, which I don't sadly have a picture of, I would have to start a new playthrough and go through that. But if you do look it up and put them side by side, I think you can see the inspiration, the base, and see what it's supposed to be and what it kind of resembles. I am so pleased with this, so happy. I hope that you enjoyed this look at one of my big builds. Alright, I think that is it for tonight. So happy. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!